I don't like friend groups.
You don't?
I'm not a friend group person.
When shit hits the fan in your life, like you've got your automatic support system. They're your ride or dies, right? It does prevent you from going out and making other friends with like really strong connections.
Welcome back to another episode of Mean Girl Pod.
How's it going? Why are you looking at me smiling?
I was like, can we say who is the special guest today?
Yes.
Harrison's mom.
Kathy, who Harrison said if she gets on that podcast, I will never talk to you and Jordyn again.
And she's not, but she's in the room.
I was like, okay. He's like leaving, and then he texts me and he's like, have fun recording. And I was like, that's weird. And I was like, thank you. And he's like, and remember. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, I love it.
But you texted me when I told you guys she was coming, and you were like, are you okay with her being in the room? And I was like, yes, because Harrison told me when we started dating, he was like, remember, if my mom listens. And I was like, I also have a mom, like have to filter this through. So I wanted to ask you, do you filter like knowing Pete's mom could listen?
So I do and I don't. For my life, I don't, because I realize if I do that, then the podcast is going to be hindered. But for the respective Pete in our relationship, I do, because like I have to think of another person now when I talk, and that's his mom, not my mom.
Right.
So like when I was talking about my sex life and my dating life, I was like, Mom, if you want to listen, that's your choice. But Pete's mom does not need to be subject to hearing about our sex life. So I do try to filter that on the podcast.
It's been this like really interesting journey, because we had a talk early on, and Kathy was like, if you can sleep at night with what you say, like, so can I.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's like, so that I love, because that's how you and I are.
Yeah.
Like, we're always like, if you say it out loud and you feel good about it, then it's, but to these boys, there's this lens of like, we just come on here and talk, and they're like, I'm half of the relationship.
Yeah.
And I like that way of thinking. Like, I think it's fair.
Yeah, like I don't think she would ever prevent me from talking about something, but I would choose my words more wisely.
As we should.
I don't need to be out here vulgar. I can be polite.
You've grown up. Yes, that we can have like and I know both of our moms are like, thank goodness.
No, my mom's like, I don't listen to you guys anymore. I'm under This Is the Worst.
My mom was like, yeah, listening. Hello, mother.
My mom used to listen to every episode, and she used to always be like, listen this week, since this is the worst, and I'm not just saying this because like we work with them, she has not once said anything about our podcast.
She's got a new pod she listens to. She's like, I'm on to the next one. That's good though.
Yeah.
It's good for business.
I'm like, hey, at least you're staying in the Just Media House family.
Yeah, exactly. As long as she likes one of the pods, that's fair.
Speaking of Harrison, it's his birthday, right?
Yes, it was his birthday. So we went to
What day is it?
The 12th.
Oh wow, okay.
So
what does he have? Aries?
Pisces. And which is my most compatible match.
Thank God.
So when I was dating people, I was like, I would start with, what's your birthday? I'm just kidding. No, I wouldn't.
Hey, Pete's one of my least compatible matches, and he's mine, so.
There you go. Yeah, I didn't even know like astrology existed until I met you, and then I was like, what time was I born?
Remember when you wore Cancer? Was it a necklace for a while?
Yes.
'Cause you got into astrology?
I'm like still kind of into it, because I do think if you read about it, it does tell you about the person. Like,
yeah.
It does most of the time there's some truth to it.
I actually have to tell you something, which I'll tell you off camera about astrology.
Oh.
We can eventually probably talk about it on the pod eventually, but.
You think it's fake now?
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you after the pod.
Really?
Yeah.
It feels like it would be a good. No. Bad? Okay.
Yeah.
What?
I'll tell you later.
Do you know it?
I'll tell you later.
Okay, all right. You know that's like illegal. To be like, I'll just like, that's like saying I need to talk to you about something, but I'll do it later.
But like you'll thank me for telling you after the podcast, and I will tell you.
Is there like a moon situation happening today that's like gonna mess us all up?
That's it.
Okay, all right. I know that's not it. How am I supposed to focus now?
Birthday.
Okay, so I was trying to decide, because he's 35, which is big. Like, that's that's not a 30 or a 40, but it's the middle, and I think that's a big one.
I think that's a monumental birthday to celebrate.
Yeah, and it's like our first birthday together. He's not a big birthday person, but I am. So now I'm making him one, right? And so I wanted to do a trip, but I wanted to go to a ranch. in like Wyoming and like ride horses and things like that.
Does he like to do that, or do you like to do that?
I know. I was asking him, I was like, what do you want to do?
I was like, that sounds like Alex's perfect day.
Sounds exactly like something you would want to do. I know I made the list of options, and then I kind of looked at him and I was like, those are options I like. I think he would go to Hong Kong if he got to pick. But like, we can't get to Hong Kong and back.
No.
Or Europe and back right now. So I picked like resort type things. Like I didn't want to do it in Miami because we've done that. So I kind of threw out some resort type situations. We landed on Canyon Ranch, which I've been before. And I was hoping, he told me, he was like, pick that one. Like, it sounds really interesting because you loved it. And it's like so health oriented. Basically what you do is you stay on this property, you cook, they cook every meal for you. It's like a retreat in a way, but it's not so structured. So every day you can pick like meditation or a hike or a cooking class, and you can just do activities all day long. You can go to like sermons, and they'll talk to you about longevity. He's really into longevity. So he loved it.
How many days were you guys there for?
3 days.
Oh, that's perfect.
Which like a week's good too, but like 1 and 2 is like not enough.
Yeah.
But 3 days is like you get like the feel for it. And you wake up and like one morning you can do a 5-hour hike. And you're in Tucson, so it's like beautiful. And the meals are good and things like that. And then I snuck him in, because there's no alcohol. I snuck him in the Aperol spritzes because his birthday was there. And I was like,
that.
you got to have that, you know. So
Do they check your bags?
No, and I learned that the first time. Because I was like, are they going to check my bag? And then they never did. But like they'll check your room, like they won't check it. But they clean it and things. And so I think if you got caught with it, like they would say something, because it says like no alcohol allowed.
Did you put him on the Aperol Spritz kick? Because I know you love them.
No, we just had that in common.
I love that. He's every single post, Instagram story, he's always drinking.
He loves these things. I like kind of felt weird about it. Like I was like, I wouldn't order it on like a first, second, or third date because like it's not summer. But he just would order them, and I was like, oh, thank you.
They are so good.
They are so, you just chug them because they're so good.
You need to take him to La Boucherie, the larger one, because you and Alana went to the smaller one. I don't think their Aperol spritzes are that good, but the bigger one in West Village, best I've ever had in my life.
You say they're the best. Yeah, I should take him there.
Yeah.
For his New York birthday.
Yeah.
Just be like, get Aperol spritzes here.
I love that. That's so funny. But yay, happy birthday, Harrison.
Yeah, happy birthday. What's going on with you?
Nothing much.
Okay. Yay. I've got nothing to report. Awesome.
My life is pretty dull at the moment. I feel like it's just like that in the winter.
Are you bored though, or are you fine?
I'm very content.
Okay, good. Well then good. Because I think like the only time you need to pivot is if it feels like it's broke, then fix it.
Yeah.
But like if you're happy, there's no issue.
I'm going to Florida soon over Easter, which is next week, I believe, if this is the 18th. And I'm really excited to see the sun and the ocean and the beach and just be in warm weather.
That'll get a pep in your step.
It literally will.
Are you a big Easter person?
I haven't been to church in like 20 years.
You're not giving me big Easter vibes.
We use Easter as a reason. Okay, so my brother lives in San Francisco. Yes, right? My brother lives in San Francisco, and we don't see him that regularly because San Francisco to New York or Florida, it's a hike.
It's far, yeah.
So we only see him for holidays usually, and then maybe once in the summer. But he always comes down for Easter. Don't know why he picks that holiday.
Because it's the middle. Like, it's far enough away from Christmas. Like, that's why Easter's like a thing, I think.
Probably. So I only see my brother 3 times a year. 2 to 3. Yeah, 2 to 3. So he's coming down for the whole week of Easter. So I was like, I need to come down, and I'm bringing Pete, and Pete's meeting my brother.
Oh, they've never met.
They've never met.
How do you think it's going to go?
I think it's going to be fabulous.
I think they're going to get along really well.
Yeah, they have a lot in common. And I'm hoping that they just like hit it off, and I can just like relax.
Yeah, and they can kind of play with each other, and you can be like chilling, not playing with each other, but like, you know what I mean? Like the kids can go play together. It's like they can go occupy themselves. Yeah, I'm sorry,
but
I'm like imagining like sword fighting.
Alex, that's my brother.
I'm sorry, I'm kidding.
You little perv. Anyways,
everyone that was listening was thinking it, so I just wanted to get it out of everyone's head. Quick pause to talk about Ouai, because there is nothing more frustrating than trying to find a shampoo and conditioner combo that caters to your hair type. Do you ever feel like hair can sometimes be a little one size fits all, but it's not your size? Well, that's why Way is the absolute best, and it gives you the confidence to live your life your way, pun intended, especially on hair wash day, because us girls, we know exactly what hair wash day is, and it is so important. So whether your hair is fine, medium, or thick, Way has a shampoo and conditioner that's your type. From volume and shine to deeply hydrating, Way finds your way to really, really good hair. So Jordyn and I absolutely love Way hair products. We always want it to look like we just got a blowout. Jordyn loves to have her hair have the shine. I love the detox dry shampoo. So everything that Way has to offer is amazing, and their branding's just really cute. So if you're not sure what your type of hair is, they do have a hair quiz you can take, which is incredible. And you guys get obviously a discount. So wash your way, pun intended, to healthier hair with shampoos and conditioners made just for you. Go to theway.com, THEOUAI.com, and use code MEANGIRL for 15% off your entire purchase. That's, okay, it's not spelled like W-A-Y. It's THEOUAI.com, code MEANGIRL. Enjoy.
Like last year when we were at Barstool, we were traveling so much that I feel like I don't even remember the spring, because we went to Miami, NASCAR, Charlotte for NASCAR, then we started the Pink Whitney tour.
I was constant.
And this year we aren't traveling as much, so I am just living in New York, which has been nice, but it's hard to do that when it's cold and rainy out.
Yeah, and that travel wasn't like meaningful because it was like whiplash.
Oh my God, yeah.
So when you go home, I feel like going home now, you'll be like you can relax and have so much fun.
Yeah.
I like Easter, so I think that'll be fun.
Are you a big Easter person?
Well, I'm hoping I can get somebody to Oklahoma for Easter.
Oh, really?
My mom's really pressing it, so we'll see.
Yeah, because he's met your mom. Yeah, your mom and dad.
Yep.
And your brother.
Yep.
Okay, so it won't be like,
and we just went to Dallas with them because we had Michael's wedding shower.
Okay.
So we just saw them, but
I promise my life will get more exciting as soon as the sun comes out. Like, the sun was out a few weeks ago in New York. It was 60 on Sunday. I spent the whole entire day outside. I got a tan line.
Oh yeah, you were like walking.
Yeah.
They say that you should get those light boxes because it like actually does affect you.
I walked a half marathon.
Yeah,
I literally did.
Oh, I believe, what is that?
13 miles.
13. You did walk. You walked 13 miles?
13 miles.
Did you walk from the Upper West Side down? Because I know you're in West Village.
I walked from the Upper West to West 4th. I passed your old apartment, past Julie's apartment.
That's far.
Not to say for you guys. Sorry.
I walked to West 4th where you both live. Okay.
I realized if you lived in your old apartment, you guys would literally be neighbors.
Right beside each other.
But yeah, I walked to West 4th and then walked halfway up. And then I was like, F this. I need to get in the subway and
then
go
your
home.
feet hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my back. But yeah.
I don't think you're being boring though in life. I think if you're happy, then it's fine.
Yeah, I am happy.
Good.
Okay, I have a question for you about what you put in the notes about a housewarming party.
Oh, okay. So we go to this housewarming party, Harrison and I. And we've been socialized a lot together, but it's like dinner parties or like dinners with couples and things. I didn't know what kind of housewarming party this was because it was for his friend.
Also, a housewarming party in New York. I miss those so much.
I know. I used to love, like, in the Midwest when we would go and, like, people have, like, houses.
And now you only can invite, like, 3 people.
And it's like this. Well, this was, like, there was a lot of people there. But I didn't know if we were walking into, like, I took a bottle of wine. I didn't know if we were walking into, like, you know, charcuterie boards or, like, red Solo cups.
Yeah.
It was red Solo cups.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. So it was like a fun house. Yeah. Okay. So you like go in and you know how it is in New York. Like you just start introducing yourself to people like, where do you live? What do you do? Where are you from? And it's like so easy to talk to people. So I was standing beside him.
Harrison?
Yeah. Standing beside Harrison. And these guys come up and we're just like all talking to them. But like we are very obviously in my mind together because I actually like had my arm around him at one point. But the guy beside me is like just hitting on me.
And in front of Harrison?
Yeah, and then Harrison just kind of like walks off and goes and meets people. And so I'm still sitting there and the guy is from and lives in Dallas. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my brother lives there. He's getting married there. We're going. And he's like, I know what restaurant I'm going to take you to. And I was like, what's happening? Like, we're missing each other here. And I was like, huh.
He's from Dallas?
Yes.
Why are Dallas guys so cocky?
I was just like, what's going on?
Did he have like a southern accent?
Kinda, and he was, very much so like, you're welcome for me being in your presence.
I think of the Tinder or the Southern Swindler immediately when you say this.
Just like the audacity.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm like, are you messing with me? But we're being polite, and I'm like, oh, it's not gonna work. And then a girl, Harrison's bent over getting ice. And this girl comes up behind him, and like I'm beside him, but she boxes me out, and she's in this like outfit. She looks adorable, cute as can be.
I don't care.
I did. I was like, oh man, she's cute. And she's like, so you're a big ice guy? And I was like, okay. But we're both. You gotta like, and I'm just like, wait, what? Like we are not 25 anymore at like a college party, and so they talk about ice for a second.
Was he just like, yeah, I love ice?
Well, he's like, huge ice guy. And I'm like cracking up. And then, so that happens. And then we're leaving. And the Dallas guy comes over. And he's like, I haven't forgotten about dinner. And I was like, well, I mean, reservation for 3. And I like point at Harrison and he's like, bro, you coming to Dallas? And Harrison's like, yep. And the guy's like, yeah, I mean, the 3 of us could go to dinner. And I was looking at him and like, he kind of was like, you guys have a good night, and like walks off. I'm like, naturally. And we leave, and we both at the same time were just like, only at parties like that do people, like, they still just notice that you're with somebody else, and they'll just hit on the other person.
Wait, I forgot. How does Harrison know the person of this house?
He knows them. He doesn't know them very well, and we're both just getting to know. Like, the guy's great.
Okay.
He's great. And the thing is, he invited people and told everyone you could bring friends. So it's a melting pot.
Okay.
Like, no reflection upon the human hosting the party. But we were kind of talking about it, and I'm like, I haven't been in that scenario in a while where, like, you just can hit on the other, like, because you don't know if they're dating. You don't know if they just kind of, like, came together.
These are some ballsy individuals.
I thought so too, but I also thought it was really funny and like fascinating. But I was like, I don't think I would ever, actually I know I wouldn't, hit on a guy if there was a girl beside him.
Oh my God, no. We can read a room.
Yeah, I was like, oh man. And like, but I think it's he kind of was like, it could be, it's sort of a New York thing too.
Also, how old are these guys and girls?
She was 28, 29.
Oh, okay.
But he was definitely like a 34, 35.
I was going to say 34, 35-year-old, that doesn't surprise me because they just have so much more confidence. But a 28-year-old girl, like, I would never. I just have no game.
Oh, I was looking at like little science projects and I was just like, okay, how obvious was it that we were together? And I was like, I think pretty.
Yeah.
I would put it, because at this point, I was just having fun with it, and I think he was too, where I'm like, let me put my arm around him and see if we keep going down this. And I'm like, okay, we're going down the path still. And then it's like the buck kind of stops with you, because then you have to say like reservation for 3. And then I think they get the hint. But then I was thinking there's probably scenarios where the girl's like, yeah,
A throuple.
or I would go to dinner with you and like forget him, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe that works.
And in New York, people are just more open. Open relationships, thruples, the whole shebang.
Yeah, you kind of have to like throw the dart and see if it hits the board or not.
If that was Pete getting ice and a girl flirted with him,
Die.
I would not be okay. I'd be like, oh, babe, you're going to get me some ice? That's my boyfriend.
Oh, I was just like this. I was like, this is great. Like, this is going to be. And we left and we both were just like, did you see? And I'm like, oh, we saw. Let's talk about ZocDoc, because sometimes searching for the right doctor is like bad Mad Libs. For example, you need a blank specialist. Let's say you need a dermatologist specialist who takes your blank insurance, who is within blank miles of you, right? Because no one wants to drive over an hour, who doesn't have a blank month wait to get in for your appointment. Yeah, anything like up to have a month wait appointment is crazy. Who doesn't keep you waiting in the waiting room for blank amount of hours. Yeah, no hours in the waiting room. Finding a doctor, you guys, can be so exhausting. Part of adulting is we just have to go to the doctor, and doctors are so important, but they can be really hard to find, especially one that's in your network. That's why ZocDoc is so helpful. It's a free app and website where you can search and compare highly quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click instantly to book an appointment. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care to skincare, and so much more. So you guys Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/meangirl. That's ZocDoc.com/meangirl to instantly book your top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/meangirl. ZocDoc/meangirl.
Yeah, I've never been in a situation where someone's hit on my boyfriend. I guess I just have recently had a boyfriend, but I can't think of a time where I've been like, why is that girl flirting with my boyfriend?
Well, that's kind of my thing, is like we've been out with couples, but you know who's with who.
Yeah.
So it's like never, or parties, not the red Solo Cup 4 p.m. parties. I haven't been to one of those in a while. Same. And that's where I was like, this is where we're hitting on each other.
What the heck?
I know, it was really funny.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, I got a really big kick out of it.
Only you would. I'd be like, not today.
But it was so diffused, like so quickly.
Yeah.
You know, like he was just like, yeah, I like ice, and like turned around.
I like the thing about you bringing 3 to dinner.
He comes over the door. We're both putting our shoes on, and I'm like, have my hand on him, trying to balance putting the shoes on. And the guy's like, don't forget. And I'm like, is it a reservation for 3?
Oh my God. Dallas, Southern men, they have a whole different vibe to them. They are so like confident, eager to get that girl. And if they put their eyes on you, like they're gonna like.
Well, and that's when he was like, okay, this is really fascinating. Like that guy, it took him no time, right? And he was like, he's the one that just throws himself like full force at any girl and just like shots on net, you know, and just sees which ones go in. And I was like, yeah, that's our guy.
Oh, gotta love a Dallas man.
Yeah.
So curious about the ex presents.
Okay. So this morning, I have recently sold all my purses, right?
Yes.
And so
why did you do that?
I did it because I don't know.
Okay.
Like I sold one and like had fun doing it, and then I was like, I can sell them all, and then it became a game of like if I could, and then before I knew it, I like had sold every single bag, and I was like, why did I sell them? But I don't know. I just like did.
Okay.
Like I don't know what happened, but I just tried one, and then before I knew it, like all of them were gone, and now I like want to get a new purse. I just like don't know which one.
That makes sense with you.
But the one I didn't sell was because it was a gift from someone.
Okay.
Not that I dated, but like we went on dates.
Wait, which one?
I'm carrying it.
Oh, okay.
this tan one. It's the only one I have left.
Oh.
And so I'm like, I have to carry that because I like need a purse today because I've just been putting stuff in my backpack.
Wait, who gave you a purse?
Well, we walked by the store and I was like, I love that purse. And I actually hate the principle of this whole thing. But anyways, later he like gives me the purse. Cool. It's a great bag.
Wait.
It was nice. But I'm wondering because the other day I threw out this hoodie and Harrison's like, cool hoodie. And I'm like, but it was a gift. And he's like, you can't throw out everything that was a gift because like some of it's cool. And I'm like, I kind of just like want to. But then today I was like, oh my God, I forgot that was a present. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm going to carry it today. But I was like, I was going to ask you, what do you do about those?
I feel like if it's like a sick gift, like a purse or even the sweatshirt, you can keep it if it's like cool. It's like the, not monumental, the
sentimental part of it?
Like I was cleaning out my jewelry the other day and I realized I still have a gold bar necklace from my ex of 5 years. I didn't even know I had it.
Right.
But I almost feel like it's sacrilegious to throw it out because it's like has like I don't know, I feel like weird about it. And I have a ring from him too, but I just feel like I'm breaking the law by like throwing away jewelry.
You can't throw it away.
I can't throw away like jewelry.
I know. Okay, that's actually a good point.
I'll never wear it though. I'll never even touch it. I haven't even looked at it. It's the back of my jewelry box.
Right. And I think like I gave a lot of my jewelry that I had to my leasing agent because she's in we're on the same floor. So I just walked over and I was like,
I thought you were going to the pawn shop.
No, I pawned it all off. But I took it to her and I was like, you don't need to know what this is, but like enjoy it.
Also, hit a girl up before you do that.
But it's like, I like giving it away though. Because like to you, it could be, please give it away.
Jewelry I will take.
For my mind, for some reason, I was like, I gotta donate it or like throw it away. But it's like, you don't have to do that. That's what you do. You give it away.
Yeah.
Because I would totally take somebody's purse that somebody gave them.
1,000%.
Because you're like, I don't want it.
I'll take that hoodie too.
Yeah. I'll give you the hoodie.
Anything of yours that's like a hoodie or jewelry, I'll take a peek at.
Okay. I really just gave a lot of the jewelry to the leasing girl.
Okay.
She deserves it
though.
Yeah. And I got a free gym membership.
What the heck?
I was bartering.
That's smart.
Unintentional.
But yeah, ex gifts are hard, especially like the older we get. But yeah, like if it's like a picture, throw it away.
Oh, that to me is
Yeah.
like, that's like totally thrown away. But otherwise, I was like, well, that's weird because you don't, like, I don't feel anything about this purse.
Yeah.
I don't have like any attachments to it, but I'm like, I didn't buy it. Somebody gave it to me. And
Also,
I'm like,
if it's expensive, keep it.
I'm like, I don't care. But then I'm like, well, But I just take them all to Harrison. I'm like, so-and-so gave me this. And he's like, well, it's cool, so keep it. And I'm like, but I feel weird holding it. So I didn't know what you thought, but.
Yeah. Pete's going to listen to this and be like, why the heck do you have a necklace from your ex?
Is it like engraved?
Yeah.
It's weird to like put that in the trash, but no one wants that date.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I don't want it, but I feel like gross throwing it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no one wants a necklace with a date on it.
Like a 5-year-old wouldn't know. You could donate it.
Yeah, I could. Like, who is JW?
Oh, it's your initials.
I think so. I don't know. It's all I know. It's like a gold bar necklace. It's like
Yeah.
a really nice necklace.
Just wondering for
Yeah.
somebody. It could be a JW, just wondering.
Oh yeah, just wondering.
You give it away.
5, the 20.
The date we met.
Yeah.
Yay. Yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah. Maybe I will just throw it away. It just feels weird.
Yeah, it does. I know. You're kind of like, I don't, but these possessions are odd because you don't want to toss them, but you just give them to somebody else, I guess.
Yeah.
Have you ever had blood orange juice?
No. Is it good? Mm-hmm. I've only had strawberry orange juice.
Oh, strawberries and oranges
Yeah.
in a juice blended? That would be good.
No, like the Welch's.
Ew.
It's so
Ew. That is like 1% juice.
and like 30 grams of sugar.
Yes. Do you know how much sugar's in a diet lemonade from Chick-fil-A?
Diet?
No,
or
how many-
regular?
Diet. Do you know how many carbs are in it?
In a diet? I would assume like none because it's 0 calories.
22.
How if it's 0 calories?
I don't know. This diabetic was messaging me about it yesterday. He was like, this is crazy, but I just looked this up. And he was like, that's going to put you to sleep. And I was like, oh.
Why were you messaging a random diabetic?
I wasn't responding. They were messaging me.
How do you know that they're diabetic?
He told me, he's like, there's 22 grams of carbs in that. And I was like, I'm responding to this random person.
How
just
did
like,
he know you were drinking it?
because I posted on my Insta story. I was like, diet, sometimes you just see the Chick-fil-A diet lemonade. And he's like, that has 22 carbs. And I'm like, you just ruined my day. And then he's like, I'm diabetic, which is why I looked. And I was like, that makes sense. You're never going to have the lemonade again. Imagine what the real one has. 44?
I'm very blessed I don't like lemonade.
You don't?
I'm not like a big juice person.
Oh.
Like that doesn't look good to me.
That orange juice?
The only orange juice I'm drinking is McDonald's Sunny.
That's not even,
McDonald's orange juice.
it's not even orange juice.
Do you remember Sunny D?
Yes. They have a seltzer.
Oh, you're right. You tried. Did you try it? Right?
Yeah, it's very good.
Oh my god.
Sunny D was like a unique orange juice.
Sunkiss.
Yes.
They have Diet Sunkiss.
Do they?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Is it 0 calories?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love orange flavored things.
But not orange juice.
I just have a hard time with like drinks that have calories in them. I would much rather eat my calories.
Okay. That's fair. But these are good. These are like, it's a real fruit.
Nah.
No? Okay. I'll let you have that.
Oh, that looks thick. Like there's a lot of pulp in it.
It is. It's like a real life. Julie got it for me and she said they squeezed it in front of her.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, it's like a real. I would have a juicer if I could.
I'm just like reminiscing on going down like a path of all the delicious drinks I had as a kid, like Sunny D, Welch's. Welch's white grape juice.
What now? Oh my God, no. Did you ever have New Year's and your parents would give you the fake champagne?
Yes.
Phenomenal.
So good.
I think if I drank that today, my heart would like convulge. But that stuff was so good. And then I've been craving Tricks lately.
it sucks being an adult because you can't have the fun sugary drinks.
You can't because your body, like you can, but your body will.
You will become potentially diabetic.
Yeah, you'll like crash and burn.
All right, Alex, let's get into our listener question.
My question for you is about meeting your boyfriend's friends' girlfriends, okay? The girlfriends of the guy friend group. Meeting organically at a party and hitting it off immediately, then exchanging Snapchat, phone number, Insta, etc. Promising to hang out, get together. Now, it being a few days after the party and wanting to hang out, what is a non-cringy way of texting to hang out? We live in a more rural area in Florida, and it's unlikely we would run into each other without planning something. Sorry, the orange juice. How would you go about trying to hang out? How would you go about Trying to hang out or should. Okay. How would you go about trying to hang out, or should the friendship grow into a group setting before you guys hang out individually? Or is that just something girls say to be nice, but they actually don't want to hang out at all? For more context, I haven't received any text to make plans, only saying how much fun the other night was.
I love this question. I think that all the girls are probably thinking the same thing she is, and that's why they haven't reached out. And I say just reach out.
Well, I think if the other girl... Okay, do you know what's tough about this?
What?
So, like, she's the girlfriend, and the other girl is the friend. So it's not two girlfriends trying to hang out because, like, the guys are friends. It's, like, the girl of the group, and then, like, you're the girlfriend.
Yeah.
So that, to me, is, like, a little tougher dynamically. But if the girlfriend messaged and said, I had so much fun with you, the ball's in your court, and be like, okay, and let's do happy hour, right?
Yeah, like, the worst thing that's going to happen is they're just going to come up with a fake excuse to not hurt your feelings. And who cares?
Well, and I think, too, like, keep your side of the street clean. Like, no harm, no foul. Like, I asked her. She didn't want to. No problem.
Yeah, it's funny because the thing where she was saying, were they just saying that to be nice? In the Midwest, that is such a thing. Like, everyone's like, oh, my God, we should get together sometime. But in New York, it's not. People actually mean it. Like, back when I worked in corporate America, we had, like, an orientation program so people would move to, like, different cities. And this girl, I can't remember that she lived in New York or LA, but she moved to Chicago. And she was like, what is with people saying we should hang out sometime and then not actually wanting to hang out with me? She's like, I have never had this hard of a time making friends. And I'm like, welcome to the Midwest. We're all just friends with our high school friends. Like, you're not making friends if you still live in the same city same state you grew up in if you are in the Midwest. And she's like, that is so true, because back in my home state, like I said, LA or New York, I would make new friends all the time. I would go to a party and people were like, let's get together sometime, exchange numbers, and it would actually happen.
Right.
And when I moved to New York, I've made more friends here than I did all 25 years living in New York or Minnesota.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think people are, like, I think in this scenario, maybe they do organically become friends through group hangouts, and then they kind of like one off, which I think's fine.
Yeah.
But I do think a lot of people wait on the other person to message first, where it's like we were talking about the bystander effect earlier. Like, we all think each other are going to do it, where it's like, just send the message if you want to.
Yeah.
The worst she can say is like, I'm busy. And like, that's fine.
Also, it's a great way to get closer with the girls to make a stronger friend group.
Yeah. No one was ever hurt by you asking them to hang out.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like, that's just like the nicest option. So it's like, do that.
Yeah.
And then from there, people can say no.
Also, when you're old, I don't think you're going to fake. Be like, oh, you should hang out sometime.
No, because I think you want less friends, but like more meaningful friends.
Oh, yeah.
But I think you're also, I'm pulling up this, so the video we watched about friend groups yesterday, there's like this TikTok going around.
Yeah, I don't like friend groups.
You don't?
I'm not a friend group person.
Okay, so I wrote down like some of her her points. Okay, guys, so there was this TikTok talking about how, and it's a hot take saying friend groups stifle growth and they make you less likely to branch out. Not a lot of people are going to put that out on the internet, you know, because people are going to be quick to be like, that doesn't make any sense. But so I wrote down, the first thing she says is, okay, so you have your friend group and it prevents you from making other friends if you have your group.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think you just get very comfortable with your friend group and you just don't try as hard. It's like being in a relationship. Sometimes you stop trying to make friends because you're so comfortable. And two, sometimes you don't want to disrupt the dynamic of the friend group. So you're like, I'm not going to try to make other friends because it's too stressful to try to bring them in or introduce them, vice versa. So you just stop.
She's like the pack mentality, and it prohibits you from making other friends, which I found the whole video like really fascinating because you do form your friend group, right? And then there's a sense of safety there and comfort. And then if you're the one from that group that branches out a lot, you just have to know, like, your bond with them's not going to be as strong as their bond is with each other.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. And if you have friend groups, that's great. I just think they can cause a lot of drama and stress, especially earlier on in life when you don't really know the people you should be friends with versus later on in life where you actually, like, value your friends and they, like, fill your cup.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of safety. I think there's a lot of good to friend groups. Like when shit hits the fan in your life, like you've got your automatic support system.
Yeah.
So I think like that's a really good thing. And they're your ride or dies, right? And then I think that could be a small group or it could be a big group.
Yeah.
But then I also think you actually are, like I tried to watch it a lot of times with like this like very open mind, and I was like, but it does prevent you from going out and making other friends with like really strong connections.
Yeah, and I also think too, when you have a massive friend group, you don't try as hard to make very meaningful friends or relationships with each individual, versus if you have like 4 friends, you're making in like very, very impactful friendships. So I, like, for example, if I have a group of 10 girls, I'm probably like, they're all kind of shiny quarters for me.
Right.
But if they're a group of 4 girls, they're all like they're all dull pennies, but they're the shiny quarters if they're a smaller group.
Yeah. And I think the pro is the stability. Mm-hmm. But I do think she had a great point of it's not expanding your mind.
Yeah.
Like, because you do become, if you stay in the same area, you do, like, no one's going to come to that and be like, I've got something that's going to, like, that's groundbreaking in terms of, like, thought-provoking.
Yeah.
But if you go to other people and you learn how, like, they live or, like, their life experience, that's going to become your perception of the world. And I think that you miss out on that if you're in the pack mentality.
Yeah. I think a group of, like, 4 is perfect. But anything above that gets a little stressful, and especially if there's, like, guys and girls involved in it.
Yeah, I don't know what I, like.
I've never been a pack person, though. I've always had, like, 2 or 3 friends here, 1 friend here, 2 friends here. I've had a friend group, like a big friend group once in high school, and she slept with my brother and she just destroyed the friend group.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That would be,
yeah.
That'll do it.
And then there was so much drama because I was like, you guys can keep hanging out with her, but I'm not going to, because it was my birthday. She slept over and snuck upstairs and hooked up with my brother.
Ooh.
Behind my back.
Ooh.
And when you're in high school, that's like the biggest thing in the world.
It's like if they hook up today, you don't even care. But in high school, that's like traumatic.
I was like, you chose my brother over me. We're not friends anymore. So I literally stopped being friends with her. But I told my friends, I was like, go for it. Like, you guys can be friends with her. I'm just not going to hang out with you if you hang out with her. And then it's just so much drama and so stressful. And you're trying to like work around it. And then your friends feel like they have to pick sides. And it was just a mess.
Right. I don't think you and I could possibly have had like a friend group of 10 that because we've moved.
Yeah.
So I think like I've got my best friends from high school, my best friends from college. Like you take the kind of the VIPs for you with you through every stage of life.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really special thing. But I thought her video in general of like girlfriend groups can stifle growth, and like it can cause you to feel awkward branching out.
Yeah.
I was like, and she keeps saying like, I'm not talking about all friend groups. And it's like, okay, so no one needs to feel attacked here.
Yeah.
But it's like that actually is a pretty good point, because you do group think.
Yeah.
And then you all think the same. And it's like, I've done that so many times in my life. And you are a little less apt to go out and try new things and like meet new people. And I was like, oh, huh.
I think social media and movies glamorize friend groups, and they make it seem like it's so much fun. But if you were 9 times out of 10, if you were to talk to girls within a friend group like you see on social media, you would realize there's a lot of groupthink, there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of maybe cattiness, and it's not always as beautiful as it seems.
Yeah.
And it's just like the amount of friends you have does not define your worth. Like, you are an amazing person with 1 friend, 2 friends, and you're an amazing person if you can have 15 friends.
And a lot of the comments were like, whoa, I've always felt like to have made it in life, like I'm supposed to have 5 best friends. And it's like my roster of friends never looked like the ideal. And it's like, well, that's not necessarily true. Like, It's cool that she's breaking this barrier of like, you don't have to have a friend group. You can have 5 best friends that are in different friend groups, but it works for you.
Yeah, it used to really stress me out. Not as much anymore, but when I was younger, I would really beat myself up because I was like, why can't I just find like a massive friend group? Everyone has massive friend groups and they have so much fun, la da da da. And then I started to like realize that having 4 friends that I could call in case of an emergency was so much more important than just like those 10 friends that I probably couldn't rely on. And then I saw a TikTok, this was like 2 years ago, and it was about this girl being like, if you just have that one friend, I think we talked about it, that you can call at 3 a.m. in an emergency, you should be so happy with that type of friendship, and that's all you need. And I was like, wow, that did make me feel better, because I do have multiple of those people actually.
Yeah, I think people are hard on themselves when it comes to friendships, and it's like it's got to look one way.
Yeah.
And it's like if you do have that person or multiple that you can call at 3 a.m. and like they'll do anything for you, it's like that's a hell of a friend.
Yeah.
And that's like meaningful.
Yeah. And it's okay to have different types of friends, like the friends you want to have the sleepovers with or wine nights, the friends you want to party with, the friends you want to go to a museum with. Like, I don't know, I think if you don't have friend groups, you get to experience so many different types of people, which is fun.
And they were calling it in the comments like floaters. Some were, or a drifter. Some were like, I just drift between friend groups. And some were like, yo, I've got my 10 and like those are my 10.
I'm a floater, or I was in high school.
Yeah, and it's like you don't have to, like one's not right.
Yeah.
But it is cool because I do think society is like, we got to do the friend group thing, which I always thought. You know, it's like, who's your group of friends?
Also, it's cool too because when you don't have a massive friend group, your friends can all kind of start to meet and not become like best friends, but they all can kind of get to know each other. So when you like talk about them in a fun way, you can be like, they can be like, oh, I actually know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like my best friend Madeline from home knows all my New York friends. Like in a way, if I'm telling a story, she's like, I've met all of them at least once or twice.
And then that broadens people's perspective. Like the more people, I think like the more people you meet while we're here on Earth, the broader your perspective will be. Like the more open your mind will be, the more empathy you'll have because you'll be like, oh, they didn't grow up the exact same way I did.
Yeah.
Like look what they did. And it's like you don't have perspective unless you do that. And I think if you stay in that pack mentality, you do lose that a bit because everyone kind of starts to think the same.
Yeah. And also too, when you don't have a massive friend group, at least for me, I have the ability to do a lot more things on my own because I'm not getting like that constant FOMO of every weekend all the girls are getting together. It's like, oh, like I don't have plans this weekend, so I'm going to push myself to go out of my comfort zone to either meet new people or do more things on my own.
And you don't feel like if you do go do something different with other friends, like they're going to be mad at you.
Exactly.
'Cause, like no one has expectations that you're like, no one owns you.
Yeah.
Because in college, you kind of feel owned. Like ownership of.
And in high school.
Yeah, and you're like, well, why would you go hang out with them? They're like, you're in our group. Oh, man, in high school. I was like, but that's our crew.
I remember in high school with that group of girls, every weekend was planned for the foreseeable future because every weekend we all had to be together because no one wanted to be that one odd man out because you're like, well, if I'm not there, like what if I get pushed out of the group or what if they hang out and make better bonds and then I like miss out. So I remember I stopped wanting to go to like the cabin with my family on the weekends or doing this because I was like, I have to be around every weekend to hang out with these same girls and do the same thing every weekend.
Yes, I read this quote yesterday, and it was like, we all think we're afraid of hate, but we're actually just afraid of fear. And it's like, so we're afraid that they're going to hate us, but it's like, no, we're actually just afraid we're going to be it's a fear of being like left out and not like belonging.
Yeah, now I'm like, I have such sporadic friends where I'm like, I'll visit my family, I'll go back to Minnesota, I'll travel, and it's like I never feel like I'm missing out.
Yeah, but in high school that was so real.
Yeah.
It's like if I don't go to that basketball game, mom and dad, like I will fall in the ranks, and they're like,
no, literally,
you're crazy.
The fake ranks.
Yes, you're like okay, MySpace had top friends. Like I would drag Sydney to number one. Like I would rank my friends to number 1, 2, 3, 4. No wonder. I used to be afraid I would fall off someone's top friends.
Yeah. And like when it comes to peer pressuring, I remember I did a lot more things in high school that I didn't want to do because I was like, if I don't do this, I'm gonna go down a few spots.
Cool.
Yes.
That's where we got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it came from somewhere, but it's like we kind of figured out the older you get, and you're like, you can kind of do.
And then when boys were involved, it was so stressful because people were all liking the same guy, and it was just like so much drama.
Yeah, we're all just like human actually trying to make it.
Yeah.
And like we all just want to be accepted. But then we realize being accepted isn't cooler than like feeling good about yourself.
Yeah.
So you kind of. And then I think too, your tribe, so to speak, the older you get, they're just as cool as being like, okay, well, who's your other group of friends? Like, I want to meet them, like you were talking about. And it's like, those might be more your people. Some people love to have that friend that's like, oh, we are not branching out. Like, there's those people. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It's scary having those friends, though, because then you feel like stuck.
Yes. But if two stuck people find each other, it's a match made in heaven.
They're perfect.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. My favorite thing we've ever talked about on the podcast that's truly helped me is we would rather have 4 shiny quarters than $100 pennies. I tell myself that regularly just to like calm myself down.
Yeah, and both equal $1, so like whatever fits you is great.
Yeah.
But
that's just what we prefer.
Yeah, your wallet's only lighter in one way, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Man, friends can cause a lot of stress.
And they can be great too.
Yeah.
They can remove stress and also at it.
Yeah.
Us included.
It's, I think, just something that people are it's gonna be a stressor for people their entire life.
Yeah, I think the more detached you come from it, the better. Like, because it used to take up half my brain in college. I remember strictly being like, everything is about friends. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, yeah, not really.
Yeah, that's something about Pete I really admire and am envious about. And granted, he's a guy, so it's a little different. Guys are just like, whoa.
Guys are crazy.
But he truly, every weekend, just does what he wants to do and never considers really what his friends are doing. He's like, if I'm around and they're around, cool, but if not, whatever. I'm like, man, I'm starting to learn to do that. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, that's so nice that you just like do you.
They truly, like, I sometimes I just get bad. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
Because they just kind of go about their day. Harrison, like, I don't know if you and Pete did this, but we wrote down, he, like, for the first or second date, he's like, who's your top 8? And I was like, my what? And he's like, who are your 8 best friends? And I was like, okay. And he just like knew his, right? And now he talks to them, if not every day, like 2 to 3 times a week on the phone. And he just keeps them all like right here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm terrible at that. And I don't remember to do that. And it's just these guys just wake up and it's like effortless. And they're just like, done.
No, one of Pete's best friends, he lives in Connecticut. He's married with a kid, so it's his cousin too, but like they're best friends. They rarely see each other, but he talks to him every day nonstop. Like Twitter fingers.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you guys haven't seen each other in a month. He's like, we talk every day though.
Every single day.
Like, I love that, how simple it is.
But you know, there's a lot of guys that aren't like that. It's actually unique, I think, that we do. Because I admire it. I think it sounds like you admire it about Pete, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's something where I'm like, that's really cool that you prioritize these people and aren't anxious to call them. Because, like, I just could never. But I think it's cool that the guys are like that. Because it shows you, like, how they value people.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of guys that I feel like they'll go 6 months without talking and they say they pick up, like, where they left off. But it's cool that, like, both of these two are, like, actually doing something about it with the phone.
Yeah. That's something I really appreciate about my friends. Like, I think with moving, it came with it, but that we don't have to see each other to stay good friends. We can FaceTime every few weeks. We can text here and there, and like the relationship is still intact.
Yes.
And the fact that I have friends that allow that and I allow that have helped my friendship so much, especially my friends in Fargo, who I like, if I go back to Minnesota, I can't see.
Right.
And I don't know the next time I'm going to be able to fly to Fargo. So, and I have one of my very good friends there who, she has kids, but we'll FaceTime maybe every few months. We'll text here and there, and it feels like our friendship is the exact same.
Yes. The phone, like text, even like a simple send of a photo can keep things going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love like a pic. It's just like, there you go. Like, I love you. I was thinking of you.
But then you have some friends, and it's like, if you don't talk for 2 weeks, you're like, are we in a fight?
Yeah. And you're like, no one's fighting because nothing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Are we in a fight? And it's like, how could we be?
I haven't had friends like that since college, but I remember that. I'd be like, we haven't talked in 2 weeks. I wonder if she hates me.
Right.
And now it's like, oh no, we're just living life.
And you create things in your head, and it's like, that's like, can't even possibly be true.
And then you spiral, make up all these, oh God. The stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Rex?
Yeah.
Recommendations?
Recommendations.
What do you have? Go.
Okay, I have 2 for you.
Okay.
I'm going to first start with a non-movie, and then I'm going to get into my TV show movie because we have a lot of those.
You're going to start with a non-movie. Oh, that's not a movie.
Yeah.
I was like, a non-movie?
Just because I have to share it, and I actually brought it with me because I want to give you one.
Wow, you brought props.
Shout, wipe, and go.
No, I thought you were going to bring.
No, Alex, this will literally save your life.
Is it a bathroom wipe?
No, it's a stain remover.
Oh.
Like,
bad name. No?
Shout, wipe, and go instant stain remover?
I thought it was a dude wipe.
Oh, no. I'm not kidding you.
I want one of these.
I will give you it. I don't know what type of magic is in here, but I have leaked, like, my period's leaked a few times. Gets it out instantly. I've spilled red wine on my sweatshirts, coffee, gets it out immediately.
Really?
And I'm a spiller. I drink, I have like a hole in my mouth. You remember when we were at your apartment a few weeks ago and like Julie and I got coffee all over our sweatshirts?
Yeah, this would get it out?
Went home, wiped it clean.
No way.
I got my period leaked on my Pottery Barn, beautifully like this material white vanity chair. And I was like in tears because I'm like, I spent so much money on this. I've only had it for 3 months. This got it right out.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I want one of those because spills are
Yeah,
like they're
both.
so annoying. Thank you.
You're
I'll
welcome.
keep them in my purse.
Yeah.
There's always like a little dab of ketchup like just runs the whole day.
Yeah, or if you're like with Harrison or whatever, you can be like, here you go.
Yes, he had something on his pants the other day actually, and it was like this could have helped.
Yeah, so
One
I
wipe.
recommended them to so many people. I love them.
Why'd you get them?
It's on TikTok,
Oh, okay, great. Okay,
obviously.
cool.
And then my other recommendation is a TV show for you that I think you'll really like because I
Okay.
know you're kind of back on watching TV. You've heard of the movie, I assume, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, right?
Yes.
So they made a TV show. Childish Gambino wrote and produced and is also the lead male actor in the TV show.
Oh.
And then I don't remember the lead female. She was in Pen 15 though. It is so good.
Is it like the movie just broken down?
So kind of, but like in a way, yes, it has like the same plot. Like they're spies, like they kill people. They also try to like harm each other in a way, but also love each other.
That thing's happening, yeah.
But it's going to be a long time series, hopefully. So it has to be like a very stretched out storyline, but it's funny. There's like romance. It's
Okay, cute.
there's action. I watched it and I was like, this is a good show.
Okay.
And acting is great. I love Childish Gambino, and I really like the female lead too. I just can't remember her name. She's a comedian though. Great cast.
I saw this on what's it on? I was just
Prime.
Yes, I was browsing and I saw it on there and I was like, "What?" But it's the TV show.
Yeah.
It is off of the movie. Okay, got it.
And it will like keep you like entertained because each episode is like a different mission they're doing, so it's entertaining.
That's like a law case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that. I love things like that where you don't really have to watch the one before to get it.
Yeah, you really don't. At first I was like, Pete, why is like not every episode really making sense? It's like there's 3 months between every episode, and I realized it's just because like they're really jumping along, like focusing on the missions more so than the storyline.
That's my kind of show.
Yeah.
Okay, great, Rex.
Okay, what are yours?
Okay, mine's a movie, but I don't know the name. You know the name with Sydney Sweeney?
Anyone But You.
Yes.
Love.
And the Brits on This Is the Worst, Brittany Schmidt was like, it's the worst movie ever. And I was like, no.
Why?
She said, I don't know, she didn't like it. And I was like, no, it's really good.
It's one of the best rom-coms in a very long time that's come out.
Yes. And it's one of those, okay, so it's in line with like the cheesy rom-coms that you go back and watch. Like all the ones with Ashton Kutcher in them. I can't think of any of the names.
What Happens
Friends
in
with
Vegas.
Benefits. Yes. What happens, it's exactly like What Happens in Vegas. But the acting's good. Both of the main characters are hot.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not like a baseless storyline. Like, I'm not to give nothing away, but it has depth, and I thought it was great.
I love it because there's so many conspiracies around Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell's relationship, the two leads. And Sydney Sweeney it's funny because she is engaged to a man who wrote and produced Anyone But You. So she's like, she made a joke on SNL and she's like, you guys do realize like my fiance was in the room when I was having like these sex scenes with Glenn Powell. Like there's nothing happening. But their chemistry is so intense.
It was real. Oh, wait, so okay, sorry, I think I missed this. So they didn't actually, because I saw that like she cheated on the fiance with him. No,
Well, rumors, but
she said though, because if she gets out there and says it, I'm most likely to believe that.
well, so the thing on SNL was her saying that, and then she's like, my fiance's even here, and they actually pan the camera to Glenn Powell, not the fiance.
It's really funny.
So I don't know, like if they're joking with us, or I don't know if we're in on the joke or not.
That's actually really funny though. That makes me think it didn't happen.
But now they're planning on doing other movies together because their chemistry is so great. So I'm like, in a way, it's great publicity.
It's great publicity, and we're all wondering. They were so compatible that we're thinking that it could have happened.
But like, I really want them to date in real life.
Yeah, me too.
He's very attractive. He's, I think, 35 and she's 26.
Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great, like, it's good to see the movie, let alone just like for those two.
People are comparing, when she was wearing the blue silk dress on the cruise ship.
Yes.
Comparing that dress to Kate Hudson's dress in 10 things.
Oh my gosh, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yes.
Yes. Oh man, with Matthew McConaughey. That's actually a great comparison of a movie. Mm-hmm. Because it's like got a little bit of an extra layer of a storyline.
And it's like enemies to lovers.
Yes.
I love enemies to lovers.
So good.
It's really good.
Especially, yeah. Okay.
It's out to watch on Prime now.
Where did you see it?
The movies?
Oh, I saw it on Prime. I didn't even know it hit the theaters. Oh, wow. I thought it was just one of those movies that came out. Okay.
No, it was like a massive box office hit.
I haven't been to a movie in so long, and I actually keep like putting it on my Insta story and like texting Harrison, I would love to go see a movie. He's like, I'm not going.
That happened to me because I was just craving. Like, I saw you were like, I'm craving popcorn, and like that happened to me. And then I saw Anyone But You and Mean Girls back to back.
I want to go to. There's a theater really close to me. I should just go. Like, what's stopping me? I need to go to the movie theater. Oh, I don't know what to see, because Bob Marley apparently is sad, and Argyle is apparently bad.
That rhymed.
So I don't know. And
Wait.
Dune, I'm not seeing Dune.
I wanted to see Argyle. Okay, so Dune, I tried. I can't.
Did you leave in the middle of the theater?
No, I tried the first one and I just can't.
Same, I couldn't either.
The only thing that's enticing me is the Dune popcorn box.
Same. and everyone's talking about Dune, so I'm like, but I never saw Avatar. Like, it's just not my jam.
So I usually like those movies, but the thing with Dune is it's so much. Like, I know it'd be good if I stuck through it, but it's one of those movies I have to sit and watch in the theater because it will force me to stay.
And there's a little bit like you're not watching Dune in bed. That's what I tried too, and I was like, whoa.
All of a sudden the phone starts to come up, and next thing you know, I'm like, I'm gonna watch something else.
That's how I knew Anyone But You was good. Was it if I was talking, I would pause it, and I was like, I don't want to miss a line that comes out of their mouth.
Yeah.
But with Dune, I was like, oh.
Also, Dune has like a stellar cast, like Zendaya, Timothée Chalamet, Austin Butler, Florence Pugh. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, I can name one of them, but yes, the Zendaya. Is she? No, maybe I will try it. I don't know.
Timothée Chalamet is dating Kylie Jenner, if that helps.
Yes, that's an odd couple to me.
Timothy.
That I remember. That's as far as I got it. Well, maybe I will watch it. I'm seeing a play today, and Juliet.
I want to see that so bad.
I'll tell you how it is.
Okay.
Oh, I don't go to plays enough. Like the fact that we're like, I want to go see a movie in the movie theater, then we live in New York. It's like everyone wants to go see a play. And it's like, I should do that more.
I know. I feel like all the plays I really want to see aren't on Broadway anymore. Like, I really wanted to see Mean Girls.
Yeah, we didn't do that.
And Juliet's on my list. That's still on Broadway. I can see it.
You can do that.
And then there was another one, but I don't remember what it was called.
What was the Sarah Jessica Parker one I saw? It was her and her husband.
Oh, Matthew Broderick?
Yeah. That was really good. Did you ever see The Book of Mormon?
I did.
Did you like that?
I did. It was really good.
I thought that was great.
Did you? Jagged Little Pill. That was you didn't see that, did you?
No.
That was one of my favorite plays I've ever seen. It's with I can't remember the singer's name. It's her whole album. Alanis Morissette.
Alanis Morissette?
Yes, thank you.
If I pull up, like, I'm on a Mac Miller and Alanis Morissette, like, kick right now. I would. Is that still out?
No, they took it off Broadway, but it was one of my favorite, not only because the music was incredible. I only listened to her for like 6 months after that. But the storyline was really good because it was modern time. And it was about like depression and taking pills. I believe it was the mom was addicted to pills. So it was like really sad, but it was so good.
But it was Alanis actually in it and singing it?
No, just her music.
Oh, that's still good though.
But the the girl who sang most of her songs, her voice is fabulous. Like, she did her justice.
Sometimes it's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good Rex.
You don't have any others?
I did. What was what I wrote them down.
Dermaflash and Rick Rubin.
Oh, the Rick Rubin book's really good, but it's getting repetitive, so I don't want to say that's my rec yet.
Okay.
But Dermaflash. So, it's like dermaplaning, and I like had never done it.
When you shave your face?
Yes, and I've been doing it every week, and the thing I notice is my skincare goes on a lot better.
Oh, I love dermaplaning.
It's like changing, and you just like do it at home, and you like hear it crinkle, and I can feel like my face start to fuzz again. And I just had never done it, and I used to still have, but I was seeing like I would start to get little fine lines right here, because you know they tell you the reason guys age less than girls because they shave their face every day.
Yeah,
and so I've noticed, because I've been doing it for 4 weeks now, that the fine lines are starting to get a little thinner.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm really into it. And once you do it once, like, you have to do it forever.
Oh yeah, that's one thing they never teach girls, that you kind of do have to shave your face as a female.
You do, like, it helps, because why would you not get that dead layer off?
I have been dermaplaning for a long time now, and like I have darker hair, so like gotta shave like the mustache and the unibrow.
Right. Yeah, I have blonde hair.
Yeah, you're lucky. But it makes your makeup go on like butter.
So, and like, I constantly feel like I need to wash my face, though, because my face is so buttery. It's a good word for it. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Your skin is glowing today.
You have to say that after I recommend the dermaplaning. You have to be like, oh, your skin does look good.
No,
Thank
I
you.
don't. Do you have a recommendation for a dermaplane you use?
Dermaflash, because it's,
I
I think it's the only one at home.
I just get like the ones off Amazon, like the little.
Though, okay, this like is like vibrates, and you hold your face and you like do it like that, and you can only use one blade once.
Oh.
And then it like flicks in the trash can, and it comes with 12 blades. You charge it. It's like a whole thing.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, I really like it.
Because you do need to be careful on what you use. Because I switched blades once, and it caused my face massive irritation.
This is kind of like the Athena razor version of this. Like it's like gel, and it's like great. And they give you something to wash your face with before that takes out all the oil, so your face is really, really dry, almost like peeling. And then you do it, and then they give you something to wash afterwards. So it's like this whole dermaplaning situation.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So that's my rec.
Okay. That's all I have.
Same.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye. Okay, that's it for today's episode. As always, thank you for listening to Mean Girl Pod, powered by Just Media House. I'm Alex Bennett.
And I'm Jordyn Woodruff. So AB, do what you do best.
If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, rate, and review. We are at Mean Girl Pod on all platforms. Stay connected with us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Snapchat at Mean Girl Pod. Podcast and social artwork and post-production by Creative Evolution Studios. Theme song to the Mean Girl Pod performed by Sergi Asbel. Mean Girl Pod, we're your besties in your ear. New episodes every Monday.